Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Whitney with the Yoga Art Space Studio in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And today we have a special yoga practice planned regarding movement and connection, flowing back and forth between poses. This particular practice is so very healthy to the sacral chakra, the second chakra up on our body, because this is our center for creativity and passion. The more we connect to movement, the more we naturally heal this chakra, because this chakra's element is water, and movement is the norm with water. And so as we prepare to get started, we'll begin by sitting very comfortably on the mat, with a very tall posture, one hand on each knee, and we'll take 3 particular movements that start to loosen up the spine. So with the first movement, again we have one hand on each knee, and then as we follow our breath, we allow our torso to come into a complete circle. We inhale down through the bottom and exhale as we curl our spine through the back. Inhale through the bottom, exhale through the back, creating complete circles with our spine, 5 in this direction. And after that 5th cycle, at that point, reverse directions, taking 5 in the opposite way. And imagine here that you have a bowl of water at your pelvis and you're tilting all the different directions, loosening it up and lubricating all the different areas of this sacral chakra, helping it flow. And after the 5 cycles, resume a tall posture. Switch out the cross of the legs, and then bring the hands to each shoulder. And as you flow with your breath, turn your torso to the left and to the right, simply finding and exploring this rotation. Imagining the spine as an upright pole, how much can you rotate easily to one direction and the other? And also, how much can you explore the breath in this movement? After doing several cycles of that, bring the hands back down to the knees and allow yourself to do 5 cat-cow spines. With the exhale, curl your spine as far back as it will travel, and with the inhale, lift the heart forward, gazing upright. A seated cat-cow, again lubricating and loosening up the spine, finding this beautiful motion, and just noticing how much movement is going on in the sacral chakra by loosening up the spine here. Now after those 5 cycles, we come up onto our hands and our knees, and we step the right foot forward in between the hands. Already sink the hips low, and then rock the hips back, straightening out that right leg, taking 5 cycles, flowing back and forth, sinking forward, stretching the hips, sinking back, stretching the hamstring, enjoying this wonderful lengthening, the stretching, the energizing of the body. And once you complete the 5 cycles, tuck the back toes and lift up that back leg and start to do little tiny circles with your hips. It feels kind of funky, but we loosen up the sacral in this way. And we reach the right arm forward and up, continuing our little circles, reaching it back, a few more circles, and then we arch this arm back up and down. Good. Setting this back knee down, we switch the legs out, left foot steps forward, and then we straighten this left leg back, getting the hip stretch and the hamstring stretch. Smiling while we're flowing, because the sacral chakra is all about exploring and finding the passion in life. And so just enjoy these 5 cycles. How lucky are we that we get to move every single day? We have a body and it works for us. Again, once you finish those 5 cycles, tuck the back toes, and we'll begin to create little hip circles. Reaching the left arm up, we balance. Continuing the circles, this left arm continues to arch back. And then completing our circles, we arch this left arm slowly up and forward and back down to the ground where we drop our knees down. Coming onto hands and knees, we'll stretch each side body. When we stretch on one side, the shoulder and hip comes close, and then we stretch on the other side, the other hip and shoulder comes close. Flowing through the sides of the ribs, feeling this beautiful movement and the connection that happens to our body. After this, we take our downward facing dog, tucking the toes, lifting the hips, and then we step the right foot forward in between the hands, the back heel comes down, and we inhale the arms up to the sky, right away flowing from the warrior 1 to the warrior 2, opening up the arms. And then here we'll rock back and forth. First we drop the elbow down onto the front thigh, and then we lean onto the back thigh, back and forth between our extended side angle and our humble warrior. 5 cycles forward, stretching the ribs in that direction, and backward, stretching those ribs. Again, follow this flow, and can you flow with your breath? Can you find that cyclical nature? The nature of the cycle is something found all throughout the world. After those 5 cycles, the hands cartwheel down to either side of the front foot. We step that foot back into our downward facing dog, and then we prepare for the second side. Lunging that left foot forward, we sink right away into that warrior 2, and then we take those 5 cycles, leaning forward in the extended side angle and backward in our humble warrior. 5 cycles to flow. Enjoying every single moment we have to move. Life is so good. And sometimes in the movement is where we find the passion for life. We feel the heart working, we feel the muscles moving, and it can't help but inspire us. After those 5 cycles, drop the hands down to either side of this front foot, step the foot back, and we'll take a vinyasa flow, lowering down, squeezing the elbows in, chaturanga, take the back bend, and then downward facing dog. And now we take 5 cycles between down dog where the hips are up and up dog where the hips drop down. The hands and the feet stay in the same position, only the hips are moving up into that down dog and down into the up dog. Back and forth, feeling the shoulders open, feeling the hips flowing, the hamstrings really enjoying this. And after our 5 cycles here, we'll drop down, swinging the legs forward. We easily come all the way down, lying onto our backs. We hug the right knee into the chest, and 5 times we'll rock this right knee back and forth between the right hand and the left hand, loosening and opening, finding the wonderful flow, feeling how this particular movement affects so many different muscle groups, the spine, the back, the hips, the legs. So just enjoy it. After the 5th cycle, we drop the right knee down, left knee comes in, and we do the 5 cycles, 5 rotations on this side. Opening out to the left, crossing over towards the right. You can go fast or you can go slower. Listen to your body. What is it craving? Those cravings tell us very important things. Take your time finishing up all 5 cycles. Whenever you do finish, that's when we gently drop down, relaxing our arms and our legs at our sides, enjoying several moments in Shavasana. Stay here for as long as you have time today. And I thank you so much for joining me for this wonderful and simple practice to help free up the sacral chakra. May we all live with light and happiness and peace in our lives. Go on to a wonderful, passionate day. Namaste.